Hello, dear friends. I'm glad to welcome you again in my flat, in my living room. Today, I want to tell you how some of these things appeared in my life. Let's look at their history. Well, let's start maybe from the paintings. I painted these two pictures last summer. I don't remember the month, but maybe in July or maybe in August. I think that I painted them in August because the tree is already a little bit yellow. And here you also see some books, not too many, but they are really very good books. So, for example, I want to show you this history of Russia. It's very important to me because last spring, when we traveled to Moscow, the author of this book signed it for me. Let me show it to you. Oh, where is his signature? Yeah, I found it. Here is the signature. So, when we traveled to Moscow, I took this heavy book with me on purpose, and the author of this book signed it for me. Okay, what else have we got? Some of these books, like this, and a couple of others, actually belong to our neighbors, but I borrowed these books from them for a couple of months, so I will give them back to our friends. As for this book, The Life of Pi, I bought it in 2013. It was, oh my goodness, 9 years ago when I visited the United States. But I love this book dearly and it is connected with good memories. As for this small Spanish book, this is classical, of course, 100 Years of Solitude. I am already in the middle, so I'm halfway through, but to be honest, I started reading this book maybe half a year ago. I think it was last summer, but I'm so busy that I'm reading it very slowly. As for this book in Ukrainian, I've got a book in the Ukrainian language. My husband brought it from Ukraine, I think 2 years ago, and it was one of his presents. Another present, but it was for the last New Year, so it's brand new for me, is this book. So I got it from my husband. Actually, I found it under the Christmas tree this Christmas. So I have just started reading it. Another memorable thing on these shelves is this small watercolor. I didn't paint it. It's not my watercolor. It was a present from my father. So my dad visited me when I went to university, when I started at university. I think that I was at year 2 or 3 of university when he visited me and bought it for me from a local painter. Another memorable object is this collection of notes. 2 years ago, my brother traveled to Europe and brought these notes as a present for me. I learned to read notes when I was a young girl. I went to a musical school when I was about 15 or 16 years old. And so, since then, reading notes, reading music is one of my hobbies. The last book I will show you today is this Homer, in Polish again. My husband found this book in the city. there is a special bookcase right in the city, on the square, where people leave the books that they don't need anymore. So somebody left this book there, and my husband picked it and brought it home. And so he's reading it now before sleeping. I hope that you noticed and recognized the verbs that I used in past simple and that soon you will learn to use them too.